You know, there's this moment nobody prepares you for. The day after you get your degree. The day after you walk across the graduation stage, smile for the camera, toss your hat in the air like every other hopeful graduate. And then life goes, cool. Now prove it. Because here's the truth nobody tells you at school. Nobody cares about your degree as much as you think they do. Not your future boss, not your future client, not even your future self. The degree might open the door for you, but it doesn't keep you in the room. Because from the moment you start your first real job, the game is on. It's a new exam every single day. Except this time, the questions aren't multiple choice. They sound more like, why isn't this project moving? Can you present to the client tomorrow? How do we fix this mess before the CFO notices? And suddenly, the diploma on your wall feels very far away from the problems on your desk. But here's the good news. This is where the real learning starts. And if you know how to approach it right, your growth will leave every degree in the dust. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how to build the only learning plan that matters. The one that makes you valuable for life. Are you ready? Let's go. Look, don't get me wrong. Education is important. Absolutely. I'm not here to say your degree didn't matter at all. It got you in the door, it built your basics, it maybe even gave you confidence. But here's what I learned the hard way. School gives you knowledge. Work gives you skills. And the faster you realize they are not the same thing, the faster you'll grow. See, in school, we get this false belief that learning happens like this. You go to the lesson, you pass the exam, everything is done. Real life is messy. Real life is non-linear. Real life doesn't care about what grade you got in accounting class if you can explain the numbers in a boardroom full of impatient executives. So today, I'm going to show you how to flip your mindset, how to stop thinking like a student and how to start thinking like a learner. Because learners win in life, learners adapt, learners earn more, and learners stay relevant. And yes, learners build careers 100 times faster than those still polishing their dusty degrees or going for that another degree. And if you are new to this channel, my name is Maciej and I combined everything I learned in my life in simple frameworks to help you take control over career and life. In my corporate life, I was promoted 8 times in 7 years, increasing my salary by over 1,000%. So let's say I know a thing or two about managing the career. And if you want to learn more about it, sit back, relax, and let me completely change the way you look at your career. Before we build your learning plan, let's remind ourselves of the game plan that we are playing. If you watched my previous videos, you know this already. I give you a context to it and will change the way you think about your career forever. And if you want to watch the full video, check the link somewhere on your screen right now. You see, your career is like a product. It's shaped by career marketing mix. Product, the problems that you solve. Promotion, how you tell your story. Place, where you choose to work. And the price, which is your salary, is the result of all of this, is the value that you create. That's the game. Solve bigger problems, faster, with better style, and tell your story well. That's how you grow. And here's a simple formula that determines how much you earn over time. Not effort, not hours, value. And your price, your salary, your opportunities are a direct result of it. The difficulty of the problems you solve, the speed at which you solve them, the styles of how you work with others, collaborate and lead. And finally, promotion, how effectively you tell that story. And that's where so many people get stuck. They focus entirely on the product, working hard, solving problems, but they completely forget about promotion and style, and they stop growing. But here's the thing, you can't skip steps. There's a structure to how your skills grow and how your visibility grows. Internally, that's your product pyramid, focused on the inside of the equation. We discussed it in the previous videos. This is how you build your internal value, through problem solving, collaboration, style, leadership impact. And externally, that's your promotion ladder we discussed. It's your perception, so managing up, networking, the relationship that you build, and finally personal branding, the external visibility. The better you work on both, the faster you grow. But all of this, every single part of this, depends on one thing, your learning plan. Because if you stop learning, you stop growing, period. Now here's where most people mess this up. They think learning ends after school, or they think learning means getting more certificates. No. Real learning happens every day, and it evolves with your career stage. is dynamic depending on which level you're on. Let me break it down. When you are new in a role, usually you work alone. Over time, when you assume people responsibilities, you become the manager. Finally, you start playing way more strategic role and lead the organization or a function. That's the executive level. So let's dive in. You are starting out. You're at the individual contributor level. Your learning focus should look more or less like this. 50% technical knowledge. When you are clear what problems you solve, you focus on technical skills required to actually solve them. Become really good at hard skills your job requires. Nobody wants to promote someone who still fumbles Excel formulas after 2 years in finance. 25% execution. Then you move to execution. Learn to work faster, cleaner, better. Systems, templates, shortcuts, it matters. Automate your repetitive tasks so that you free up time to get involved in more advanced projects over time. And you won't get frustrated that your job is so basic at the moment. 50% mental strength, very often underestimated, very often forgotten, but in reality critical. Stay resilient, you will make mistakes. Build the muscle to learn and to move on. Learn how to be disciplined and resilient over time so that when you reach the point where you reap the benefits of your work. Finally, communication. Although this level is a lot about technical skills, communication is your future investment, so start early. Even the smartest introverts need to explain their ideas clearly. Stage 2, getting comfortable, ready to expand. After some time when you feel more comfortable, maybe a year or so in, time to rebalance and expand. 25% technical. Downshift because basics should now be solid, but your responsibilities might have evolved or there are still areas that you want to get better at. 25% execution. Still critical and will be for a very long time, so keep focusing on it. Mental. This is the area where your focus should shift to a little bit more. I get it, you're getting bored, you're getting impatient. You believe company or your boss owe you something. But it's getting very easy to fall into an autopilot mode. And that's when you start making mistakes. Focus on resilience, getting to know yourself and how you react to challenges, and stay consistent. 25% communication. Finally, big upgrade. When others still focus on their technical skills, thinking that it will make a big difference, know that it won't. We are going up the pyramid and expand into style and collaboration in particular. And every collaboration starts with ability to communicate clearly. Challenge yourself, present, influence, narrate your work. Engage in working with other functions and build those relationships. This will pay big dividends in the future. Stage 3. Finally, you're getting close. Now you're looking at the whole new balance. 10% technical, maintenance level only. You won't need much more here. 15% execution. You should be optimizing now and keep getting faster. 25% mental. Remember, leadership is emotional stamina. And 35% communication. Master meetings, presentations, storytelling. This is still your critical one. Continue challenging yourself and working with others. Seek feedback in cross-functional projects. Continue simplifying your message and how you communicate what you do. Invest in your emotional intelligence and how you come across. And 15% leadership. Finally, leadership. Start mentoring others, even informally. It will give you a good starting point for managing people. Try to influence, learn how to influence. This is your starting point ahead of the next steps. And guess what? Every new role reset this balance. The higher you go, it's less about what you know and the more about how you lead, communicate and guide others. And more importantly, even if you move horizontally, you should reset it too. Every area represents different problems to solve and different technical areas that you should master. But every time you change, you will be able to go through this process way faster. It will still have these 3 stages. What at the beginning took you a year to focus, for example, next time might be just a few months because you're only filling the holes, not learning everything. Unless you challenge yourself and move between totally different functions, which will expand your expertise even further. In this video, we are focusing on the first level and assume that you are just starting out or are early in your career. And over the next months, I will release the next stages, so stay tuned. Before I show you how to put it to work, make sure you subscribe to our channel and this playlist. Over the next weeks and months, I will be breaking down the elements of this equation to help you earn more and drive your career forward. I'm also working on the toolkit that will bring all of it together and give you practical step-by-step way to design the career that you dream of and earn more as a result of it. So subscribe to a channel and sign up to a waiting list and get our toolkit. So what should you do next? First, seek feedback. Ask your manager, what should I focus on to grow fastest? Define which step of that career equation you should focus on. Define skills clearly. List 3 to 5 skills you want to develop over the next 6 months following our recommendation. Budget for learning, courses, books, coaching. Spend your own money. It pays back 10 times if not more. Remember, you are responsible for your development, not the company. They might offer a certain level of training or library of resources. By no means use them, but make sure you target the areas that you choose to prioritize. Be smart about that. Find mentors, people inside or outside of the company who are 2-3 steps ahead of you, and then practice daily. Learning without practice is just mental hoarding. Apply something new every time you learn something. Reflect and rebalance. Every quarter ask, am I still growing? Am I ready to move between the 3 distinct moments of that first stage I described in this video? Push through technical area fast and move to communication as early as you can. But don't rush. Make sure you learn those basics in depth. Your learning plan and these 3 distinct phases are the evolution, not the revolution. Plan it for the next months and years. Then implement those learnings and continue. Remember, this is not school anymore. This is life. And life gives you feedback faster than any professor would. And remember how it works. Let's bring back the virtuous cycle of every high performer. First, you solve difficult problems, you execute with speed, you collaborate with great style, you communicate those results, then you get paid. But that's not the end. Then you reinvest part of your time and money strategically in the parts of the pyramid we discussed today. Technical skills if you want to solve more difficult problems alone. Execution if you want to solve them faster. Collaboration and leadership if you want to increase your ability to work with other people and then get you paid even more. Following that, you focus today on exactly what to focus on at the first stage of your career. So reflect on your current situation and form your learning plan. Because here's the truth that nobody tells you when you graduate. Your degree is the ticket to the starting line. But the real race happens after. And the winners? The people who never stop learning. Not because someone told them to, but because they chose to. Because they know growth is a habit, learning is a system. And careers are built, not gifted. So start polishing your diploma, start building your learning plan, and watch how fast everything changes. And I'll see you in the next video.